Mae Hong Son. This is one of my favorite places in Thailand. To get there from Chiang Mai, you have to get on this in a little minivan bus, basically, and you go down the windiest road in the world. I mean, it's insane, and it takes hours to get there. But once you get there, it's like this small little quaint town, and everybody there is really friendly. And it wasn't like cold, but it was chilly compared to what you're used to in Thailand. Um, we got a motorbike there, and it was unbelievable. It's like the perfect place to ride a motorbike. Lots of curvy roads, not a lot of traffic. The temperature isn't really hot. There's a lot of tree cover. There's waterfalls to stop at, and I mean, we went way out near the Burmese or Myanmarian, whatever, border, and went to these little towns, and the people there were really friendly, and it was just not intimidating at all. It was a really cool day. And out in that direction was like a palace that the royal family doesn't actually use, like a vacation home or something. And we went around the grounds on the motorbike on that. And normally in Thailand, nobody tells you can't do anything, and this was the same thing. You could take your motorbike and drive around the king's vacation area, and nobody cared. It's really cool how loose things like that are in this country. Up on that same road, there was this huge, beautiful lake, and it was just unbelievable. It just looked like something out of a painting or something. But the motorbiking in that area was just crazy good, and I would love to go back and actually spend some more time. I'd like to have my own motorbike so I could just stop and spend the night someplace if we found something. That would be really cool. But definitely go to Mae Hong Son if you come to Thailand. All right, after Mae Hong Son, we essentially headed down towards eastern Thailand, and we hit Phi Mai and Nang Rung, which are just kind of like historical things. In a way, we were sort of wasting time to kind of crank our visa back because we needed to get an extension in Bangkok, and we didn't want to waste any days, and I don't know what we were doing, but they were really kind of unmemorable. They weren't bad days by any means, but it really wasn't stunning. Some of the things we saw were really cool, but the days themselves were a little bland. So then after that, we hit Bangkok, and Bangkok was just kind of crazy because just being back in Bangkok after being gone and knowing it was kind of cool in a way, but on the other hand, we had to get our visas extended, and that is kind of a pain. And we kind of got out of there as quick as we could. We were only there for a few days. Then we went to one of my favorite places. It's called Prachuap Khiri Khan. And it was a really cool place, and it was like our first proper beach that we had seen since the whole time we were in Thailand, because we spent so much time up in the actual mainland area instead of the peninsula. So we rented a couple of motorbikes too for the first time, so Katie could ride around, and it was really cool place to go again and motorbike around and get in the water. Even though there was some jellyfish in the water there, it was still a pretty cool place to just hop in the water every once in a while. Let me see. Just played in the water, rode motorbikes. We went to this over by the Burmese border again, but this time in the far southern area. We went out on the motorbike one morning, and they have a market. And it was actually pretty cool just driving up through the mountains and getting to see some people that were a little different. All the Burmese would come across the border for the market that day, and it's kind of neat to go up to this looming border and look at it too, of a country that in your Western mind is this tyrannical, dangerous place to be. I know that part of the country really isn't that bad, but it's something cool to see. And I would definitely go back there. The other thing that was cool about that place, they had this temple on top of a hill in the town that you could see from like anywhere. And if you've ever seen the Emperor's New Groove, it looked just like Cusco-topia. And we called it that the whole time. And when you get up to it, there's these monkeys all over this hill that this thing are on. And Katie had a bottle of water that she was carrying when we were first walking up. And this one monkey comes over and sits down in front of her, and he's like petting her hand, like wanted the water, and she shrieked and freaked out, and I don't think I'll ever forget that sound. And it was really funny. He had no mean intentions at all, but she probably peed a little bit. I was wrong when I said that we went from Bangkok directly to Phetchaburi. We actually stopped in Phetchaburi on the way, and we were there for, I think, a day or two. Pretty unmemorable. It wasn't bad. We got a motorbike, did our normal motorbiking exploration, and that was where we first saw the ocean, but we didn't get in and swim around because it was nighttime. But I forgot it when I did the video, and I think that has said a lot about Phetchaburi. Just not a whole lot going on. I met somebody later, and he was like, "It's just a boring temple town," and that's probably a good way to put it. Next up was Koh Tao. This is the first island that we went to since we've been traveling, and it kind of taught us that islands come with some severe annoyances. This specific island is for divers. People dive and dive and dive, and that's all anybody ever wants to do on this island is go diving. I mean, that's great and everything. The problem is that a lot of the divers tend to have kind of bad attitudes. They're there not for anything except diving, which includes being friendly with the locals or being nice or respectful. So on this particular island, we got the really good impression that all the locals there really despised all the white people on the island because they didn't get treated well by all these people who were just there for diving, and we're not there for diving, and maybe we made a mistake going to that island, but it was a little annoying to just be in this bizarre situation. The island itself is very, very pretty, and it has these really terrible roads all over the place. We ended up renting a motorbike and doing some like hardcore motorbiking, and it was like a scooter type motorbike, but he had put like big tires on it. And I mean, we did some like pretty crazy stuff on this motorbike, and that was really awesome. So in that respect, we made the best of it. It was really expensive too because of all the white people. I mean, things on an island are more expensive anyways, but all the white people really inflate the price. And I'm glad we went. I probably would never go back. The motorbiking was cool, and getting onto the island, we were inside of that ocean, like the hold of a cargo ship for like 8 hours getting there, and that was a pretty cool experience as well. I guess I'm glad we went. I wouldn't go back though, just based on, we've kind of decided we're not island people. It's really what it comes down to. Okay, once we left Koh Tao, we went through Surat Thani, we were there for a night. We stayed in a nice hotel, and that was really cool. But after that, we went to Phang Nga, and all they do is advertise the James Bond island, like, and to do anything, you have to get a tour, and you're worried about getting robbed by the tour guides, and it wasn't the greatest place in the world, to be honest. There were some things that I would have loved to have seen, but the feasibility of it just didn't pay off for the trouble that it was going to be to go through doing it. So we got a motorbike as usual, explored a little bit, and left. And it's not a bad place, but not really memorable at all. Wouldn't bother ever going back. Maybe a day trip from Phuket or something in the future.